What up? This is Robert Ory.
Or three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right, episode 75 of the Shoot-Around. Questions from listeners, leftover topics from the week on our Friday bonus show. If you ever have any, at Big Shot Bob Pod, all over the place, Big Shot Bob Pod at Gmail. Couple good questions to get to this week from listeners Kirk, Donny, and Harrison. All submitted good stuff. But I want to start with a guy we talked a little bit about on Tuesday, the Joker. I don't know how you feel about this, Rob, but Nikola Jokic. What does he want to see from the Nuggets? Quote, reaction. And then he said, in my country, where I'm from, after this kind of stretch, you're going to get a paycheck that's a little bit less than usual. So maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe a little motivation. So he's saying if you continue to lose, you're going to get paid less money. As a fan, I don't hate that idea. As a player, you must despise this idea.
Hey, think about if you played for the Washington Wizards. Man, fuck you, Jokic. I'm like,
your ass is panhandling, man.
my job is to play basketball. Fuck that. You know, if I do well, so be it. You taking a chance on me, and so let's do this thing. So I understand that. How about you, as a leader of that team? You take a little less, and you get on their asses and make them. And pause, as you want to say, and make them play a little bit better.
Yeah. I did not say I would take less. I would say they take less because they suck. I'm good. They suck. That's right. Don't you agree, Coach Malone?
I don't give a shit.
He doesn't care. He does not care. I don't know. I'll tell you what, as a fan, I don't hate that idea. I don't hate the idea of like getting to see what like. It's a dick move. Now, don't get me wrong. It's like the guy that goes to a restaurant and puts his tip on the table before dinner starts and tells the waitress, I'm going to take away money from the tip if you're not like refilling our drinks or getting our extra breads or whatever the hell it is. I've seen people do that. That's what that feels like to me. But as a fan, it's kind of funny to know.
I'm gonna start doing that.
To know. Oh, no, it's a dick move. Don't do it. I was using it as an example of what a dick move is.
I'm gonna put $300 down, and I'm like, all right, that's your tip. Let's see how much of it
you keep.
Yeah.
Let's see how much of that you get to keep. I think it would be funny, though, to have a stat tracker on the side of watching people's paychecks come down as the team gets outscored.
Yeah, that would be fun. Here's the thing, though. What if you go out and get 35, 12, and 10, a triple-dub, right, but you still lose? Like him, he had, 56 against the Wizards?
He scored 100 points in 24 hours last week.
So you lost, and like you measure, like the Wizards are the worst, so you get even more for losing to the Wizards. You get more taken away.
Oh goodness, that's a good point. Yeah, I like that though. I don't hate it.
You don't get anything taken away because they're technically a better team than you. So it's like if you lose to teams below you, the bigger the money get taken out of your check.
Okay, look,
see, playing so hard.
We're starting to develop a system that I can get behind. I'm not gonna lie. Question from Kirk, Rob. Are we all sleeping on the Grizzlies? They're the 2 seed in the West right now. Ja looks like he's playing out of his shoes like his old self. Is this a team we need to pay more attention to? And does this all come from Ja's return?
You know, we think about this right before all the stuff went down with the social media. We was talking about him as being MVP. And so we know how good this dude is. It's just about him staying healthy and not going to the rack, trying to dunk on people all the time and coming up lame. So, yeah, he's talented. But I just think everybody else is stepping up too. And when you have a great player that's dynamic like him, he has a tendency to lift up the players around him. These guys are excited he's back, and they're playing with that excitement.
Yeah, you remember I said before all that stuff went down with him, he was a lot of that attention that he was getting then went to Ant-Man. Not saying that Ant-Man wasn't going to be who he is and what we know him to be today, but a lot of that attention that's given to him is what was given to Ja. Ja was the one who were like, hey, this is the next guy up. This is the next face of the league and things of that nature. So now I think Ja is almost kind of flying under the radar. You know, the Grizzlies are kind of just flying under the radar, quietly doing what they need to do. And I guess he doesn't feel as much pressure in a sense. So now they just playing ball. And with them just being able to play ball, it's less than a lot of the expectations. So now they can just go out there and play freely. And I think that's pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a good point. And you're right. Less eyes on you. You just get to go out and have fun and play basketball. I did find it funny this week, though, where he was like, I'm done dunking. And then the next game, he's jumping out of his shoes, slamming the ball under the basket, reverse dunks. And I'm like, don't say it.
With that much athleticism, nah, he ain't gonna stop that.
He's too good. But I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of fun watching Ja Morant the last month, where I'm like, oh my God, to your point, Rob, that's right. He was in the MVP conversation before all that shit went sideways, because just getting to watch him look like his old self from a few years ago has been a blast. And obviously, you can tell the Grizzlies are feeding off it, and they're playing good basketball right now. Good for them.
Great basketball.
Shams is reporting the Warriors need another star. So let me play this audio for you. We could talk about this, and I'm curious to see what you think on this, because I thought that Buddy Hield was fixing some of these problems.
Malik, I'm told that the Warriors are on the real hunt for a star, a playmaker, a scorer alongside Stephen Curry. And you think back to the summer when they pursued Lowry Markkanen with the Utah Jazz. They made a pitch for Paul George as a free agent with the Clippers. Are they going to find that externally outside of this roster currently, or will it be in-house? The Warriors' future will be shaped over the next few weeks and the next couple months before the trade deadline. How can they get that next championship with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green?
You think the Warriors need another star to make that happen?
It's people always think you got to add another star to the team. No, you need another person that makes that team fit well. And to me, looking at this Nuggets team, Warriors team, they need like a 4-5, another big body, because Draymond, he can't do it. And so I just think they need another athletic big. I don't think they need a star. I know everybody's talking about, they're going to trade for LeBron. That means you get LeBron and Bronny. So you can't get one without the other. And for me, I don't think LeBron would fit, because LeBron does what Draymond does, bring the ball up, and the system that they play with Warriors is too fast for LeBron. He's at an age now where he can't play that fast that many games. So I think they need to find someone that can, get him some size, some strength and size.
There's a name that comes to mind, and I brought him up plenty of times on this show. And I think he's just kind of withering away where he is, but I think he could be revitalized if he goes to Golden State. That's DeAndre Ayton.
I knew it's what you were going to say.
I said that the other night about him coming to the Lakers.
I think he's like 26 or so.
Yeah.
He's withering. I don't watch Portland, so I don't know what Portland got going on, but I'm not hearing anything about him or anybody else out of there. So I think a guy of his ability and his talent, because I still think it's a lot there, in a new environment where they can, where it can motivate him and continue to push him to be and reach his peak performance, I think Golden State may be a good place, because he's still very athletic. That's the size that you need, and he can run the floor. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be a good fit. I don't know, what it would cost them.
About him though is extra possessions. He's averaging like 4 offensive rebounds a game. And think about it. Those 8 points you get off that is huge, or even more, or 12 points, whatever it may be. That's huge when you're trying to fight for a title.
Yeah. I think he's the type, he's still young enough, gifted enough, and athletic enough, I think, where he fits well and he can provide a level of energy in that front court.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Knicks for a minute. Not that I'm choosing to, but Donny is asking. Rob, you've hated on the Knicks enough. Last Thursday night, their starters put on a show. Cat had 27 and 16. OG had 25. Brunson 24. Hart 18 and 10. Bridges put up 19. Are they the best offense in the NBA right now?
Who do they do that against?
Oh, I don't know.
See, that is a question.
Donnie's question. I don't know.
Because I sound like they did that against the Wizards, so that shit don't count.
It's a good question. Who did they do that against? Let's find out.
Donnie, I'm just saying this, Donnie. The Knicks have they have a long way to go still. They still trying to figure it out. It's a difference when you add one player to the team. They added 2 players, 2 starters to that team, an system that was run by Bronson. So Bronson now has to share the ball more than he had last year. So I'm still waiting on the Knicks. I'm still not vested in them yet. They still got to impress me. I think they were like 4th in the East. And that's the East we talked about. So, no, I'm still not impressed, Donny. One game don't make you good.
It was the Hornets, by the way.
That shit don't count. Hornets don't play no defense.
Okay. All right. Question from Harrison. Rob, have you seen the video comparing Jokic to Magic Johnson? I laughed at it at first, but holy crap, they look pretty close in how they play. How is that possible? They are two totally different players in size, position, skill, and everything, yet that close in how they move the ball around. If it came down to it, who would you rather have, Jokic or Magic?
I'll take Jokic. And I'm a big Magic Johnson fan. And that's saying a lot for me because I love Magic to death. But watching Jokic over the last couple of games, and I wasn't a Jokic fan at all until this year, and seeing what he's able to do and the way he's able
Two
to carry his
MVPs
team.
in, and this is the year that you're a Jokic fan.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved one of those, and so it was the Steve Nash effect. Think about it. You never made Michael. You made Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaq. All these guys do something extraordinary than you did that previous year. And Jokic, even though he almost averaged a triple-double that second, but we're going. That's a whole nother story for another day. But I just think that Magic. Don't get me wrong, 5-time champion, hell of a player. But I just think I love bigs. I love bigs. I love playing off of bigs. I love those guys who can go get you 15 to 12 rebounds. And this guy is bringing the ball up, getting assists like Magic. But the thing I like best, and this is what it boiled down to me, Jokic has less turnovers than Magic. That's why I would choose Jokic. And turnovers are so important when you're trying to fight for a championship.
Well, I also think Magic had him being a point guard, had the ball in his hand majority of the time. So more times than not, he's gonna have more turnovers just because he has the ball in his hands the most.
John Stockton didn't have a lot of turnovers.
That's true, but you got that anomaly where a lot of guys, when you had the ball in their hand the most, they're gonna turn the ball over. So I don't know which one I would take. I guess I would still lean. I don't know. I really don't. I think I would lean still slightly towards Magic because I guess for that time at 6'9", being able to run the point the way he did. Now I know we have LeBron today, but to be able to run the floor the way that he did, have the passing ability and the vision the way that he did was still very, very rare and very, very uncanny. But obviously what Jokic is doing now, 56, 16, and whatever the hell else he put up in assists.
Yeah.
And then the thing about him is he does it with what it seems like minimal effort. Like the man be moving in slow motion.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's like he slows the game. Like the game goes at his pace, which is absolutely amazing. For a league that likes to get up and down the floor, when he's on the floor, the game goes at his pace.
The thing that's hanging me up on Harrison's question is you're comparing a guy who's still playing to a guy who has a full scope of career. You know what I mean? Like you can look at Magic Johnson and Magic Johnson's entirety and go, well, how do you not go with Magic Johnson? He won all these titles. He had all these records. He did all this stuff. And I'm like, right, but Jokic is still playing. He's only got the one title, but he's got 2 MVPs. Should have had probably 3. You could argue for that. Even though I think the Embiid Jokic years got flip-flopped somehow.
Exactly.
So even if he didn't win it then, he didn't win it there, he should have won it the third year and Embiid won it. So point being, you can look at kind of a scope of a career, and it is, to me, crazy, though, that at his size and the position he plays and the way he plays, that he can move the ball like he does. And that should absolutely be a film that should be shown to every player in the league today to go, look, this guy is bulky, he's kind of slow, he's a little clunky, and he can move the ball like Magic Johnson. How come you can't do it? How come? Give me a reason. So, I don't know.
Want to.
Yeah, because then I don't get my shot. Okay, well.
I can't play off the ball.
That's 90% of the league. Let's wrap it up with this one. Thank you guys for hanging out a little bit extra with us this week on the Shoot Around. Kirk Herbstreit. We know he made his name as a player at Ohio State before becoming a media guy, and his son Chase committed this week to play at Michigan.
Uh-oh.
understand
arguably
that one.
his father's most hated rival. So, no, look, I get it. It's your kid. You don't care. You don't care where your kid goes. You're going to root for them no matter what. But Rob, Harper, what would burn you up inside, deep down in maybe a place you don't talk to your kid about, if they went to go play for either X school or X team?
I had a problem when Cameron went to Texas A&M. My oldest son went to Alabama, and then the next one went to Texas A&M. But if he'd went to Auburn, I'd have probably disowned him.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Hey, unless the NIL deal was larger than anything else, and there was no NIL when he was there, so I'll be like, no, dog, you go talk to your mama. Don't call me no more for nothing.
Wow.
Christian grew up a UCLA fan, so I'm good with that one. So he can do what he wants with that one because, if it comes down to basketball, do I pick Alabama or UCLA? I pick UCLA all day just because of the tradition is better. Alabama really doesn't have a big tradition in basketball. It's more of a football school. So I was happy with his decision to go to UCLA.
Okay. Harp.
Oh, this is tough.
And let's keep it to college. Let's just keep it to college. If your kid went to college and got an opportunity to play basketball or football or any sport, of course you would.
Well, I went to, like I said, I went to an HBCU. So I went to Fort Valley State University, which is here in Georgia, which is about 100 miles south of Atlanta. And our hated rival is Albany State University, which is south of Fort Valley. Same color wave and everything. Royal blue, old gold.
Seriously?
Yeah. They're the Albany State Rams. We're the Fort Valley State Wildcats. My child can go to any school they want to, as long as it's not Albany State.